Well, hello everyone, Texie88 here and welcome to another review. And now we're taking a look at Brian the Lion for the Commodore Amiga. Now, Brian the Lion was published by Psygnosis in 1994 and developed by Reflections. And Reflections are probably best known to Amiga as being the ones who programmed Shadow of the Beast. And as you saw from that language select screen, they've actually put in some bits that try and copy the Super Nintendo's famous Mode 7 effect. And that rotation on that, what we just saw, looks very nice, as did that scaling just there. That's another thing you associate with the SNES's Mode 7 effect. And they've done the same thing with that big blue Brian logo there. So you've got two different difficulty levels, normal and hard. You can enter a password if you've got one, which I haven't, so let's just get on with this. So 1994 was actually the twilight years of the Amiga. As earlier that year was when Commodore USA filed for voluntary bankruptcy and Amigas became pretty much impossible to get in the shops. And as you saw just then, there was another bit that, as this map zoomed in, where it seemed to be copying the Mode 7 effect from the Super Nintendo, and everything looks really nice and colourful, and you got this jaunty tune playing in the background. And let's just see what the actual game. So we're in the steamy jungle. So quite unconventionally, you actually start off with a bonus level, and you can Brian, this lion, can get killed by coconuts. So you got springboards there. Now, one thing isn't obvious until you've played this is just how bad Brian's inertia and momentum is. This makes planting jumps and the like incredibly challenging. I mean, I was very lucky I managed to land in just the right place to get it. Oh God! So and there's another problem with this game. Blind jumps. How was I supposed to know that there was? How was anyone's first play game supposed to know that there was going to be something like that there? It's just a classic beginner's trap. And there's another problem. Some of the enemies are really hard to see against the background, and it's bad in. So as you can see, Brian's got this swiping action, and you can duck. But the problem is you can't duck and swipe. And if you've got an enemy like you just had there with snails, which are too small to hit that way, then you've already got a problem. See, it looks like that swipe is hitting them, but it's not. And you only get 2 hit points in this, and that's the boxing glove marker that you see near the top left corner. And as you can see, this is also my last life. And my time has run out, so I'm not going to get the bonus. These snakes aren't much taller than than that snail. Yeah, I can hit those. So I'm gonna. So I've got a save point there. So if I die, I'm now going to go back to there. Well, I won't because this is my last life. Oh, don't you dare yawn, you cheeky rat bag. And he's yawning again. He's obviously bored out of his skull. Got another checkpoint. You don't have to hit those, you just have to walk into them. They'll automatically rise up. Oh, I could barely even see those scorpions. I mean, yeah, they're clear when the screen's not scrolling. And again, they're too small to hit. And well, I didn't manage to get to continue because the yes option was ghosted. The reason I didn't pick no there was because it would have sent me back to the title screen. For the sake of this video, I wasn't going to waste time going through all that again. Because it's up. So I can now take 3 hits before I have a problem. You wouldn't mind so much, but if you're trying to get the bonus, you're on a very tight time limit. Oh. Another advantage going up there is not only is there that 1-up, but it also means I won't have to deal with those too small to punch snails. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can jump on them, but as I said before, the inertia and momentum that Brian has makes it quite tricky. And he's a lion, for God's sake. Why are snails such a problem for him? And another thing, if you pause the game with the space bar, you get these power-ups, which I don't have. You've got a roar, speed, and jump. The roar is something that if you... Oh, for God's sake. Blooming inertia and momentum again. And the roar is something that will either stun enemies or cause them to be blown off the screen. But good luck trying to actually get that power up. Oh, again. I mean, I knew the snails were there, but I didn't know exactly where they were, so it meant that I. Oh God! How come a lion can get so easily hurt and killed by coconuts? For God's sake! At last. Oh my word! This is only the bonus stage. I'm not even on the first level yet, and already this game's significant flaws are rearing their ugly head. I mean, no. Oh, for God's... Again, I'm going to select restart so I don't have to go through the whole rigmarole of the... I mean, it's such a shame because that bit where it's zooming in and this map in general and the graphics in general look really good and the music's good too. It's just that everything else about the game pretty much stinks. Get this one up. Oh, these bloody coconuts. Get... No, no. Oh, God. Oof, bloody hell. I so nearly fell in the drink. And of course, if you're not far enough forward on that log, you're not going to get these crocodile heads coming up. And those are your only way to progress any further. If you do what you're like to do and just jump, you're not going to make it. Believe me, I've tried. Am I going to make it to... Oh, these scorpions, which are nigh on impossible to see. See, I managed to jump on them, but... Oh, and now we're getting killed by frogs. Oh, for God. How come Brian can be killed by frogs and coconuts and snails and scorpions? He's a lion, for God's sake. Oh, God. And this is only normal mode. How can we get so few hit points? Now you've got to really edge your way carefully, because if I... I'm still worried about coconuts falling onto me. You can never tell until it's too late which coconuts are going to pulverise you, and my time's run out, so whatever bonus I could have got, I'm not going to get. For God's sake, again with the blind jumps. And I'm right back here again. Oh, goodness me. Oh, this game is utterly ridiculous. What? I landed on that. Such a shame. The visuals and sound are so good. Oh, flipping out the blooming momentum. I'm right back here again. Oh, this... See, look how much I had to pace myself just to avoid getting hit by those wretched scorpions. Oh, God. And enemies being too hard to see against the background, particularly when there's scrolling going on. Considering this is the advanced graphics architecture version, it's really surprising that I'm having that kind of problem. Oh, bloody hell. This is headache inducing, it really is. Oh! I'm not playing this anymore. This is utterly garbage. Oh dear me. So that's Brian the Lion. An absolute... The looks and sounds great, but otherwise he's a complete dog. And for a lion, that's just unforgivable. As I said, the graphics are really nice and colourful, and there's some nice Mode 7 style effects. I mean, look at that Brian, that blue Brian logo in the background. To get that on a machine that doesn't even have the Mode 7 effect that the Super Nintendo does, which would... That's quite something. I mean, with the Mode 7 effect on the Super Nintendo, it could do that kind of warping and twisting and rotating effect in its sleep. But to see that on an Amiga is really quite something. And you get these rather impressive music and sound effects. But gameplay, on the other hand, is where Brian the Lion really shows its general unpleasantness. Is pretty much all the cliches of the most annoying platform games you've ever played are here. Leaps of faith where you're not quite sure where you're supposed to go, and the chance of falling off the bottom of the screen or into water or whatever. This has happened a few times during this review. The overzealous inertia and momentum making jumping and general movement tricky. Enemies that particularly when there's a scrolling background, are too hard to see. Your character having a slashing motion where several enemies are too short to even hit with this attack. I mean, you have to resort to the rather iffy Mario style jumping on their head type thing. The use of springboards not quite being as easy as you might think it is. And generally the game just isn't fun to play. Because of the problems I've mentioned, you pretty much have to take it really steady, and if you're trying to actually do that bonus level within the 2-minute time frame, I mean, you'd literally have to know that level inside and out, and even then, because of the unpredictability of the enemies, there's still a possibility that even that approach won't work. And it really is such a shame, because 1994 was, as I said earlier, a turbulent year for the Amiga, and at the time there weren't that many people who were going to realise that the machine's heyday was about to conclude. And a game like this could have been really something to potentially help it rise phoenix-like from the ashes. Once someone had bought out Commodore USA. But unfortunately, games like this did little to help its cause. It's another thing where the audio presentation is superb, but the game just really doesn't cut it, and the collision detection is not great either. And because it was in a turbulent time, I really wanted to like this game, but unfortunately, its gameplay is just so bad and fundamentally flawed that I just can't. I'm sorry. So I'm going to give Brian the Lion for the Commodore Amiga 4 out of 10. Especially as the game was a penny shy of £30 when the game first came out. There would have been far better platform games for the Amiga that were on budget, or which played a dance like better than this. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope to catch you on another one soon. Texie88 out.